if you're not listening to the Boomer Bunker. You missed this.
Eric Zane, his wife had a garage sale, and she put the garage sale on Facebook as a public post. And someone, a former Zaniac, saw this and decided to share, not screenshot, share the post in a Facebook group, which you can do. Well, Eric saw this and he got so upset that he actually called the police.
Oh my God.
Now, a couple months ago, weeks or months ago, Eric had met this guy. He was at the gas station and this other guy pulls in, former Zaniac, lives up near Eric. And Eric couldn't wait to tell everybody on his podcast.
I'm at the Speedway gas station near my house. Former Zaniac, he drives right in front of me, and he's eyeballing me out his mirror, out his window, looking right at me, 15 feet away from me. We make eye contact, and he goes, oh God. So I said, quote, you fat loser. And he looks at me again and keeps driving. And he is on the now as far away as he can from me. So I actually said out loud, my God, are you round? And he goes, what about you, dude? And then I didn't say a word, but I'm like sticking my arms out like this, and I'm walking, boom, 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 boom. You fat
Such a bully.
fuck.
So Eric is making fun of this guy because he's fat. Eric, you look like a old lesbian. All right, you're a little tiny dude with a lesbian haircut. All right, so the guy probably just doesn't want any. He just doesn't want anything to do with you. But now you're at a gas station in public, yelling, calling him fat. So he moves away from you, and you can't let it go. So you're making an ass out of yourself at the gas pumps, where you're holding yourself and making big fat, and you're just walking around like a douchebag that you are.
It's a public spectacle. I mean,
right?
Seriously.
And what do you want this
Really?
guy to do? All right, this guy is he don't want anything to do with you. He used to be a fan of yours. He probably disagreed with you, and God forbid
Banished.
if God forbid you ever disagree with Eric or have a difference of opinion, God forbid. So what you did, being the puss nitwit that you are, you probably banned him, or better yet, what he did was he probably went and he was probably a Patreon supporter. And then he stopped being a Patreon supporter. So then Eric says, okay, well, if that's the case, you can't watch it at all. You can't come and comment. And he banished him. I don't know this. I'm just making
Most
this
likely.
up in my head.
It could be.
Right. So
Who knows what goes through that
So let's
brain
hear
of
what the
his.
big bad Eric Zane had to do then. Because now he's bragging about it on his show. This is content.
course.
And then there's other people that are at the pumps, and they're hearing this.
Watching
So now
him
I realize
act like a fool.
he doesn't have any nerve whatsoever. Okay, he's completely fucking backpedaling.
You say that.
He's like Biff from Back to the Future.
Well, first of all, Eric, you want to talk about something. If that guy came at you, you would have shit your pants and ran. You would have shit your pants. You would have stood up to this guy.
911.
Yeah.
It's an emergency.
And as we're going to find out, all the guy did was take your wife's Facebook public post and share it, and you called the police. That's how tough you are. You didn't call the guy. You didn't say anything to him. You called the police.
No.
And now you're sitting there big and bad because this guy, he's like, dude, I'm just here to get gas. I didn't need a half-assed Eric Zane show while I'm here getting my gas. Or,
Can you imagine the people at the pumps?
Yeah, it's
they're
like-
pumping their gas and they're listening to this guy shriek at somebody else, calling him names and making fun of him.
yeah.
Like, what is that?
I was at
How
the,
uncomfortable to be in public around that.
right. I was at the Speedway gas station today, and there was this old angry lesbian yelling at a fat guy about him being fat. I don't understand it. And something, the fat guy just kind of it's okay, and got his gas and went on his way.
Oh, God
Right.
bless him, because, I mean, you get in that car, and I wonder if thoughts start running through your head, like, you You can understand how people snap. Right.
Well, could you imagine him doing this in New Jersey at a gas station? At somebody, a New Jersey person, and start saying that shit? There would have been a throwdown.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So here we go.
He doesn't know what to do with me. He probably thought I wasn't going to say shit to him because I was seeing him out in the wild. He's got a YouTube channel that he plays his fucking, he's in a rock band church. And I go, and I followed him on it, and then I started calling him a fat fuck a couple of months ago. Well,
That's nice.
So he plays Christian rock, and he has a YouTube channel.
And he cursed him out on his YouTube channel playing Christian music?
Channel in his comments and started calling him a fat fuck. Look at you. Such the savage you are, Eric. Go to it, please. Now,
he used to go to a fucking hand clappy Bible-y church, didn't he? Didn't he used to go? I don't know.
Whatever. But I'm saying, if somebody came into his chat and started calling Eric, a fat fuck or, an old lesbian or something, he would be banned immediately. Eric doesn't put up with that shit. Jesus Christ, if you
600 seconds.
Yeah, if you put something in the chat and he doesn't understand it and reads it and it sounds stupid, he spends the next 5 minutes yelling at the chat because they don't chat correctly. So God forbid if somebody would have came in there and said something that, and disparaged Eric there, he would have been out. That ban hammer swings, real easily over on the Eric Zane show. I can't even get on. I haven't ever done anything to this man. Well, maybe this. This would be considered, a bannable offense that I take his content and talk about it on my show.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Right. But then he takes other shows. He has a show where he talks about another show and their content. But, no one else could do that to him because, well, he's Eric Zane.
I'm somebody. I used to be a bigger somebody.
All right, hang on.
He blocked me from it.
Lesbian here.
So then he's getting into his truck, and he's literally trying. He's like, trying to get his fat fucking leg into the truck.
Yeah. Okay,
So then
sure.
I'm walking out. He's getting in. I go, all right, big fella. I love the YouTube page. Oh my God, great job. So then he gets in his truck, and I get in mine. Then I texted him. I knew I would run into your fat ass sooner or later. Ha, 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 ha. Seriously, though, stop eating. You're going to die. Better yet, ... Keep eating. LOL, LOL.
Boy, what a savage
and then I
you are.
slammed the door, and I was on my way up north.
There we go. What a savage you are. The other day, I sent him a voicemail. I didn't get anything back. He didn't acknowledge my voicemail, right?
Because it's not on his terms. That's
right. There you go. So here we go. We have the Eric Zane 911 call.
He called 911.
I have an issue, but
Hang on.
He called an emergency line.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he didn't. Let's find out. Let me listen to the beginning of it. Here we go.
Ottawa County Central Dispatch.
Something, Ottawa County
whatever
Central
county
Dispatch.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know if that's 911 or not. Or
All
they
right, we'll call the
transferred him
Popo
to.
lines.
All right. But he called the cops.
This is not an emergency, sir. Yeah.
Yes. Here we go.
Ottawa County Central Dispatch.
I have an issue, but I don't know where to begin.
we all?
It's harassment.
It's harassment. This is harassment.
What? They're harassing me.
Wah.
I yelled at him at a gas station and he retaliated. Now I'm being harassed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I yelled at him
All
and
right.
called him a fat fuck in front of a bunch of people in public, and now he took and shared my wife's Facebook post. That's harassment.
All right, let's play this and get this the fuck over with.
Oh,
We've
no.
spent
Honey,
entirely too much time on this,
This
mental
might actually
patient.
be the whole show.
Okay.
Oh,
How are you being harassed over social media, in person, text?
Well, it's going to sound weird, but
Yes.
I host a radio show, I host a podcast, and there's
No, you don't.
gaggle of former audience members who regularly come up with ways to mess with me at my home. I've called on it before. There's a history
Lies.
that you guys had about this. And the latest thing is my wife is having a garage sale.
My wife.
And they snapshotted on the Hudsonville Inform page, my wife's garage sale, posted it to this page consisting of it's people that really don't like me or whatever.
All right, so
Oh my God. They don't like me. I
what
need
did
you to go scare somebody.
yeah, so what happened was
Fucking wiener.
my wife put a public post on Facebook. This
My
gentleman
wife.
took and shared this with a group of people, and a lot of them don't like me because I've been an asshole to them.
Sparky says, sounds like he's talking with a big dick in his mouth. Well, then it's obviously not his. So, okay.
All right, here we go.
Leaving and was urging them to come to the facility, come to my house.
They're urging the people in
No.
the group. It's a lie. Somebody should go over there and arrest him for making a false police report.
What a waste of a police officer's time.
It gets better.
My wife,
They went to your house to harass her?
No.
No one came
No.
over. No one cares. They were laughing at me because my wife's having a garage sale. And she
You heard
posted
her
it
clicking on those
Facebook.
keys. She's like,
Yeah,
what the
nobody
fuck
wants
am I
any of
gonna
my
do this?
garbage. Yeah, no one wants any of my garbage. They just were making fun of me. They didn't come over here. They didn't do anything that would actually harass me or anything.
Most of them don't live near me anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
They were just laughing at me.
God.
urging them to do that. My problem is with the person who posted it. Who lives in Gambia.
Did they post your address?
Well, my address is very simple to find.
All right. Did they post your address? No. My wife
It was in the
posted-
post.
It was in the post. My address was
My
in
wife,
the post.
they just shared it. My
just
wife
shared it.
willingly wrote this post. No one
Right.
put a gun to her head.
Right, and since I'm so famous
he
on the
did,
radio
Sparky.
and everything, and I have,
Ah.
I have haters, and they were saying go over to Eric's house, and
I'm
to
a-
be
I'm a
honest
big
with you,
deal.
The best
Do you
thing
know
would
who
have
I
been
am?
the best thing would have been for a bunch of the people that live near Eric that are the former Zaniacs to go over and start going through his stuff and start offering him money for it. That would have been outstanding. Because what could he do? There was a garage sale. It was posted on public. It was on Facebook. It was advertised to the public. And they
Nobody
show
go to
up.
this idiot's house, please. For the love of God, don't do that. No matter what shit he puts up, don't go to his house.
Listen.
All right.
Just go park in front of his mailbox. That seems to cross the line.
Bud Vogler says Eric should move to England. They love to turn people in for social media posts.
Yeah, exactly.
And yes.
Did they post your address?
Well, my address is very simple to find,
'Cause
and
you're
they had my last name on there, which I don't like to post my last name.
Your
They
wife
didn't
did.
po-
Your wife didn't have a
posted
fucking
it.
problem posting at all.
Yeah, your wife
Fucking
posted
dummy.
your last name. Nobody from the
It is her last name.
Yes.
She doesn't go by Diana Zane.
Right.
She goes by whatever the fuck their last name is, which I'm not going to say.
We're not going to say.
I'm a decent human being. He's a piece of shit. But go ahead.
I'm not,
All right,
but
go
I'm still not going to say his name.
ahead. Yeah.
Because I probably can't pronounce it.
And a snapshot of the actual garage sale. He screenshotted my wife's post.
He did not screenshot it, you nitwit.
He shared
it. He shared it. He didn't screenshot it like if your
He had
wife
access
was on.
to it, yeah.
Yeah, like your wife was on OnlyFans and screenshotted it so he could take
Yeah.
and send it out. He didn't do that. He just shared a public post on a public. Well, I guess it's a private group. On a private group.
She
So
put it on
private.
Facebook. It's Facebook. If you don't want it on social media, don't put it on social media.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. It's not like this former listener didn't know where he was.
Right.
So, but still, it's not. Nobody's going to his house. Stop.
No one cares. No one
gives a
cares.
Fuck. I'm gonna try to stay relevant. I'm
So-
a big deal.
Yeah.
on the
I don't
radio.
like people using my last name. So
Don't fucking have your wife use her last name.
Eric,
I don't know what
the
to tell you.
nitwit, Eric the nitwit found out what my real name is. Okay.
Oh.
Remember that when he came
You
in?
doxed
and
yourself with it, for God's sakes.
well, I didn't.
You said
I
your
used
own
my-
name.
I used
Yeah.
to use my podcast name. My real name is John Buchanan.
Okay.
People have a hard time saying Buchanan. It's Buck in this. He couldn't even say it. You couldn't even get the whatever. He couldn't say it. But he's sitting there and goes, oh, yeah, I found out his real name. So he doxed me on his show.
Oh, he doesn't do that. He
Oh,
doesn't dox people.
He did. He doxed me.
I know. He
then-
claims he doesn't.
So,
Yeah.
so I came on. I said, Eric, I podcasted under the name John Buchanan for 10 years. Okay. 2 years ago, a co-host called me John Jamingo, and I said, wow, that's a great name. and it's a lot easier to say than Buchanan's. So I started using it, and that was before I met Eric. So everybody after this knows me as John Domingo. But it's very easy to find my real name because I think if you put in John Domingo, it comes up John Buchanan. Whatever. It's just the way it is.
It doesn't matter.
Pretty much.
He's a little
So,
weepy.
yeah, so he can do anything to anybody. He can dox them. He can
He will.
turn
He
them
does.
in. Yeah, but if you do anything to him, the first thing he does, he jumps on and calls the police.
And then he come by
wasted the
himself in the
police.
job. He screenshotted it, posted it to their page, saying, "Hey, do your thing," or some shit like that. And
He said, "Hey, do your thing."
Okay.
Some shit like that. What a liar. Just a liar.
Do you know who posted that?
I know exactly who did it. Yes,
Okay, what's
I knew
his
it
name?
on his address. I even have the screenshot of what he posted. That name,
Okay, do you know his middle name or date of birth?
I know his address.
What is it?
So you got his address, phone number.
I have a cell phone because we used to be friends.
Oh, okay, well, I'll take what you have.
But I would prefer someone actually visiting him because that scares people. So they want.
I want somebody to actually visit him because that scares people.
Yeah.
That scares people from taking a public post that my wife puts out and sharing it. I want somebody scared from using social media.
Oh my God, I can't. It's just getting worse and worse as he drones on.
I need
Does he
you.
hear how he sounds?
Yeah.
Like how well, I'm important and you need to send someone over there to scare
That's
him.
right. I want somebody to go over there
I
in
pay
person.
taxes.
That's right. And I also have a show where all I do is berate
Literally
all
make
the,
fun of people.
the
Yeah.
council, the people in the council in the township or whatever the hell they have.
Oh,
out
I
there.
forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who are these Ottawa counties?
Oh, that's right. Another Who Are These shows.
Right, another
Smart.
who are these? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
harass me. His number is.
That gives them the cell phone number.
What is it that he wants to harass you guys about?
Oh, doing what I do for a living, talk a lot on the radio, on a podcast.
He just doesn't agree with your opinions?
Yeah, exactly. And then they form a gang, mob mentality. They all have a
gang.
common denominator, enemy, me. Hey, let's go do what we can to make his life miserable away from talking on the radio or talking on the podcast.
You know what? The only thing I take pleasure out of is that he thinks that we're making his life miserable. Nobody's even trying.
Well, okay, what a hypocrite.
But if it is making his life miserable, yay.
What a hypocrite, because
Yay.
he actually has a show where he goes to his old podcast or his old radio show
And harasses them.
and harasses
Yes.
them. Like
that's different.
The one guy gets a divorce. He has his ex-wife on there. Another producer has an issue with his girlfriend. He brings the guy's girlfriend on the show. He does this shit constantly. And as soon as you do it to him, he tucks his dick and balls in his asshole and he runs and calls the police like a little puss. Like what a
they can
little
reach.
sissy.
Okay.
She's typing, this moron wants us to go to this guy's house and ask him to take down the post that he shared on a public Facebook page.
I can't get off this call fast enough.
Are you at your house right now?
I am.
Certainly.
I am.
Do you want a deputy to swing by and talk with you in person?
With all I need to. If you think that's up to you guys. However you want to handle this, I trust you. We're the pros.
All right, well, if they call you, it's going to come through as blocked or restricted, okay?
Okay, you guys need the residents to wire things to do.
You can if you'd like. I'm going to have them call you. It'll come through as a private number, though.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Bye-bye.
All right,
Bye-bye.
everybody block your number and call. So it comes up at don't do that. Oh, all right, so hang on. So Jam Synthetics, I hope you heard me say that too. Certainly, which is another stupid thing he did. Boomer Bob, who are these harassers? The call is coming from inside the house. Is he calling on a string phone? Well, I think it's one of those. I think it's like a digital recording, so it sounds all womp womp.
So
That works.
Listen, I'm not the only one upset about this, and other people
not
aren't
upset.
the only one upset about this. You know who's really upset about this? The ghost of Richard Simmons.
Hi, this is Richard Simmons. I've been busy sweating to the oldies with my friends up here, but after hearing about Eric and his latest garage sale fiasco, I just needed to step away to speak for a moment. How dare you? You are such a baby. You harass and bully people constantly and feel no remorse doing it. What a king of the hill tough guy you are. Someone has the unfortunate experience of getting gas the same time as you and gets ridiculed in public and online for it. That is harassment, Mr. Zane, and you need to do better. But at the same time, my God, the hypocrisy with you is unbelievable. Sharing a public garage sale post to a Facebook group is not harassment, Eric. The evil gaggle of misfits aren't grabbing pitchforks heading over. They are too busy living. Shaming someone is okay, but someone sharing a garage sale post is the crime of the century. Did you know 30 kids died in a fire because authorities were tied up dealing with this? No one was heading over. No one cares. You think people are chomping at the bit to cause you trouble? They aren't. Go back to your glass house and leave these people alone. And in the future, maybe you could use 911 for what it was intended for. Actual emergencies. You sounded like an entitled child with your complaint. I could literally hear that lady's eyes roll while you talked. Do better, Mr. Zane. Smear campaigns are for simple folk. Bye, John. Bye, Duchess. I need to get back to being fabulous now. If anyone asks if Mexico is in North America, the answer is yes.
Oh, he's so sassy, even in the afterlife.
Hey, Richard.
I'm
tell
sorry,
Devin
I
said
loved
hi.
Richard. Aw.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, this is Eric Zane. I'm in the 69th radio market. I'm the host of the Insane Asylum Morning Show. I also have the Eric Zane podcast, and I cook fries at Bosco's Pub on the weekends. Maybe you have heard of me. It doesn't matter. The Boomer Bunker podcast made fun of me, and I was wondering if you could send a police officer over to John Jamingo's house to intimidate him.